Saber Class 7 English Chapter 4 Kindness Solution Kindness Lesson 4 Activities Q1. Answer these questions to check your understanding. A. When do Kashmiri vendors travel to cities to sell their goods? Ansh. At the end of rainy season and the beginning of winter season, the Kashmiri vendors travel to cities to sell their goods. B. Why is it a hard life for the Kashmiri vendors? Ansh. It is hard life for the Kashmiri vendors because they have to travel around the city on foot, carrying a bundle of things to sell their products. Moreover, they stay in cheap hotels and they eat something in the morning and spend the rest of the day roaming in the city, remaining hungry and thirsty. C. Why was the author surprised when his brother-in-law called the vendors? Ansh. The author was surprised when his brother-in-law called the vendors because the author knew that he needed nothing from them. They all knew that brother-in-law wouldn't buy anything from them. D. I felt sad and guilty at being a party to such behavior. What does the word party mean here? Ansh. The party here means to take sides. The author refers to the behavior of his brother-in-law, who called the Kashmiri vendors, but everyone knew that he didn't need anything from them. E. Who was kind? What was his deed of kindness? Ansh. The brother-in-law of the author was kind. His act of kindness was to offer food to the two Kashmiri vendors. Q2. Here is some information about the Kashmiri vendors and the author's brother-in-law. Rewrite them in the correct columns according to what you have understood from the story. Asked the vendors to show their goods, travel from Kashmir to different cities, stay at hotels with minimum facilities, did not intend to buy anything, walk around the city on foot to sell their goods, asked wife to serve food to the vendors, made the offer of food look unplanned. The Kashmiri vendors, the brother-in-law. 1.2.3.4 1.2.3.4 Ansh. The Kashmiri vendors, the brother-in-law. 1. Travel from Kashmir to different cities. 1. Asked the vendors to show their goods. 2. Stay at hotels with minimum facilities. 2. Did not intend to buy anything. 3. Walk around the city on foot to sell their goods. 3. Asked wife to serve food to the vendors. Q3. Rearrange the sentences according to the order in which events happened in the story and write them in your notebook. A. Two Kashmiri vendors came in to sell their goods. B. The brother-in-law made the offer of food look incidental. C. The vendors had food and left. D. The brother-in-law asked his wife to bring some food for the vendors. E. The brother-in-law inquired about their goods. F. The vendors hesitated to take the food. G. The vendors left, promising to bring better things next year. Ansh. I. The two Kashmiri vendors came in to sell their goods. 2. The brother-in-law inquired about their goods. 3. The brother-in-law asked his wife to bring some food for the vendors. 4. The vendors hesitated to take the food. V. The vendors had food and left. Y. The vendors left, promising to bring better things next year. 7. The brother-in-law made the offer of food look incidental. Q4. Read this conversation between a vendor and his customer. Then work in pairs and play the roles of the customer and the vendor by taking turns. Vegetable vendor, calling out for customers. Come one. Come all. Buy farm fresh vegetables. Be healthy. Be happy. Customer, how nice and fresh your vegetables look. What is the price of your tomatoes, cucumbers and potatoes? Vegetable vendor, the tomatoes cost Rs 60 / the cucumbers, Rs 55 / and the potatoes, Rs 35 / per kilogram. Customer, why are your prices so high? The other vendors are selling these vegetables for much less. Vegetable vendor, their prices may be lower, madam, but the health cost that you will have to bear after consuming these vegetables will be quite high. Mine are organic and free of chemicals. Customer, you are right. We should eat healthy, chemical-free food only. How much will you charge for a handful of green chilies and half a kilogram of customer capsicum? Vegetable vendor, Rs 10 / for the chilies and Rs 100 / for the capsicums, madam. Customer, oh I see. How much do I need to pay you? Vegetable vendor, here are your vegetables, madam. The total cost comes to Rs 260 / You can pay me Rs 250 / I'll give you the green chilies free of cost. Customer, thank you so much. Here is a Rs 2000 / note. Do you have change? Vegetable vendor, yes, I do madam. Here you are. Do come again. Ansh, do yourself and you try to play the roles with the help of your teacher. Q. 5. Look at the pictures below carefully. Then listen to your teacher to read a travel guide for Assam. As you listen, fill in the boxes under the pictures with the correct words. After you finish, exchange your textbook with a partner. Then read the passage yourself and check if your friend has written the answer correctly. Ansh, Assam is famous for. 6. Let's practice some grammar. Work in pairs. Here are some sentences. Each sentence has a second sentence after it, with a blank. Fill in the blanks with the correct words. One is done for you. A. The wares belong to the Kashmiri vendors. They are their wares. B. The wares were carried on the back of the younger vendor. He carried the wares on back. C. The author's brother-in-law called out to the vendors. He called them in house. D. The author was unhappy when the brother-in-law called in the Kashmiri vendors. He thought, I do not want to buy anything and waste money. Ansh. A. The wares belong to the Kashmiri vendors. They are their wares. B. The wares were carried on the back of the younger vendor. He carried the vendors on his back. C. The author's brother-in-law called out to the vendors. He called them into his house. D. The author was unhappy when the brother-in-law called in the Kashmiri vendors. He thought, I do not want to buy anything and waste my money. 7. Read the text once again. Find out that have been qualified by possessive determiners and complete the table given below. One example has been done for you. Possessive determiner nouns qualified. 1. Their one. Shawls. Ansh. Possessive determiner nouns qualified. 1. Their one. Shawls. 2. Their two. Hardship. 3. My 3. Sister. 4. His 4. Wife. 5. Her 5. Husband. 6. Their 6. Families. 7. Their 7. Pride. Now, practice using some determiners. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate possessive determiners. One is done for you. I. The wares belong to us. They are our wares. 2. The wares were carried by you. You carried the wares on back. 3. I am writing a book. It is book. 4. The Coagis are a proud people. They are known for pride. We are from Assam. Assam is state. Ansh. I. The wares belong to us. They are our wares. 2. The wares were carried by you. You carried the wares on your back. 3. I am writing a book. It is my book. 4. The Coagis are a proud people. They are known for their pride. We are from Assam. Assam is our state. Besides possessives, there are other kinds of determiners, such as articles, a, and, the, demonstratives, this, that, those, these, qualifiers, few, a few, some, any, etc., numerals, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, ordinals, first, second, third, fourth and so on, and distributives, each, every, 8. A. In the passage below, Radha is telling her friend Rohit about her neighborhood. In Radha's description, all the words underlined and written in bold are determiners. Radha, we live in Adarsh Nagar. Our locality is clean and green. There are many tall trees lining the roads. There are 25 houses in our neighborhood and my house is located in the second lane of our locality. We have a beautiful garden in front of our house. My mother looks after it. My neighbors also have beautiful gardens in front of their house. Every neighbor has one or more pet dogs. One of our neighbors is Mr. Rahman. He has 4 dogs. I love to play with his dogs. His wife loves to bake cakes and biscuits. I love her cakes and biscuits. Here are a few pictures of her cakes. Don't they look very tasty? She has decorated these cakes very beautifully. Hasn't she? She sent some cakes for me yesterday. How would Rohit describe his neighborhood? Working in pairs. Help Rohit write a few sentences describing the place where he lives. Fill in the blanks in Rohit's description with appropriate determiners from the brackets. Then take turns to play the roles of Radha and Rohit and enact their conversation. Rohit, our/his/her locality is called Borgaon. It is beside the National Highway bypass. You can see his/their/my house right from the road. It is a/in/the green roof. Next to his/her/our house is n/the/my uncle's bungalow. My/her/his roof is also green, but it has a red border. Every house in his/their/our lane has a beautiful garden with lots of flowers and big trees. My/his/her mother loves spending time tending to my/their/her favorite plants. She and his/their/our neighbors sometimes have garden competitions. My friends and I love these competitions because everyone decorates his/our/their houses and we all come to decorate together to clean the neighborhood. Ansh, Rohit, our locality is called Borgaon. It is beside the National Highway bypass. You can see my house right from the road. It is the one with the green roof. Next to our house is my uncle's bungalow. His roof is also green, but it has a red border. Every house in our his/their/our lane has a beautiful garden with lots of flowers and big trees. My mother loves spending time tending to her favorite plants. She and our neighbors sometimes have garden competitions. My friends and I love these competitions because everyone decorates his house and we all come together to clean the neighborhood. B. Here are some more sentences for practice. Fill in the blanks in the sentences with the appropriate determiner from the choices given. There is water in the jug. Some/any/many. 2. The teachers gave him many/much/a lot of.
3. Of the boys was given a prize. Each/every/much. 4. He relies on the friends he has, little/few/any. V. There are book on the shelf, you may choose one. Few/a few/the few. 6. Do you have relatives in the city, some/any/few. 7. He is electrical engineer. A/and/the. 8. He left hour ago, A/and/the. There is some water in the jug. 2. The teachers gave him a lot of advice. 3. Each of the boys was given a prize. 4. He relies on the few friends he has. V. There are a few books on the shelf, you may choose one. 6. Do you have any relatives in the city? 7. He is an electrical engineer. 8. He left an hour later.
9. Look at these sentences from the lesson. A. She knew that her husband wouldn't buy anything from them. B. His wife, who was in the kitchen, got busy making tea. C. When my brother-in-law asked me to buy something, I politely declined. In all these sentences, there is a part that can make complete sense on its own. This part is called the main clause, principal clause also. The other part is dependent on the main clause to complete its meaning. So it is called the dependent or subordinate clause. Now can you say which parts of the sentences B and C are the main clauses? Write the answers below. Ansh. B. His wife was in the kitchen, main clause. C. I politely declined, main clause. Here are a few more sentences. Each of these sentences has a main clause and a subordinate clause. Underline the main clause and circle the subordinate clause in each sentence. I was surprised when my brother-in-law called the vendor. 2. I was sure he needed nothing from them. 3. He knew that they were hungry and tired. 4. When I saw them, I wanted to offer them food. L pretended that I was interested in their wares. Ansh. I was surprised when my brother-in-law called the vendor. 2. I was sure he needed nothing from them. 3. He knew that they were hungry and tired. 4. When I saw them, I wanted to offer them food. I pretended that I was interested in their wares. Q. 10. Listen to a description of dresses worn by people of some places in India. As you listen, match each description to the pictures.